What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a fairly new car in here, 2022 Maverick Lariat edition right there, and we're gonna be doing front brakes on this. I got this one already taken off, and I haven't taken off the rear on the back side yet. I'm gonna show it to you. This does have electronic parking brakes, so you're going to take it out of service mode. And the way you're going to do this, you have to do it on the inside. You can do it with your gas pedal and your electronic brake setter, whatever you want to call it, parking brake. But you're going to have to do that on there. And you can see brake pads are pretty low. And we're probably going to get these rotors turned. Now, it's good luck on finding new ones. This one doesn't look so bad, but the outer pad is a lot lower if I don't trip and fall. It's a good bit lower. And if we're going to do rear pads, might as well go ahead and do the front pads while we're at it and stuff like that. But got this one off already. Like I said, we're going to go in and we'll show you how we set the electronic parking brake on these into service mode, and it does tell you on my Protoman. So I got it right here. I don't know how well you can see that. It says set the ignition to on, release the electronic parking brake. That's what EPB stands for. Press and hold the accelerator pedal and place the EPB switch to the release downward position. Continue to hold the accelerator pedal and the electronic parking brake switch. Set the ignition to off, then set the ignition to on within 5 seconds. Continue to hold the accelerator pedal and electronic parking brake switch, then switch the ignition switch to off and release the accelerator pedal and brake switch together. And that's how you set it. And then to deactivate it, we'll go through that once we get ready to put it back on. But that's just the setting it to the activation mode. So I got to lower the car down so I can get back in it. I didn't think about that before I did it, but I'm gonna lower it down. We're gonna get in there and I'll show you exactly how you do this. Sitting in the Maverick now, and first thing I want to do is we're going to turn the ignition to the on position. Okay, see everything is on. It's going to tell you to start, press the brake, but saying check brake system just because I got the caliper off. But first what we're going to do is press and hold down on that just to make sure the electronic parking brake is off. Now I know you can't see it, but I'm going to hit the gas pedal all the way to the floor, push down and hold, and then we're going to press the engine start and stop button just to turn it off, and then you want to turn it right back on within 5 seconds. I can't do this while I'm holding y'all because I have to use my other hand, but I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on. Okay, now you should hear it activate, and then once it activates, don't release anything, then turn the engine and the ignition and all that back off. And now everything should be set, and you can be ready to go out there and start taking the rear brakes off. Alright, so got it in brake mode. That's only mainly for the rears. If you're just doing your fronts, you don't have to do that. It ain't gonna make a difference, but you need to do it if you're changing your rear to put it in brake mode. But on these, you should have these little caps on there. They just pull off, and these use Allen sockets, Allen bolts, whatever you want to call them, hex bolts, all that. So, but it is a 7mm, and break them loose first. And you can pull your, and it is your slide pin, you can pull that out, set it to the side, slide pin, set it to the side, this down. Now we're going to have to get a screwdriver and pull it for y'all. On the front right here, there's a spring clip that's going to hold everything. Get a flat blade screwdriver, get it, put it right here, pry out a little bit, twist and pull. That should come right out. Getting them back in might be a different story. These are just like compression pistons, they're not screw ins. So what I do is kind of pull them a little bit and then Your pads are probably going to come out with it, so be mindful. You're probably going to drop the front one. Just set it up here for the time being. That is your front pad. Second pad, just let me point y'all up. Second pad, it clips in, just pull back, and there you go. But I'm going to put it back in because that's what I'm going to use to compress this down with. And I'm going to hang it by some wire. I used up all my caliper hangers on the other side. I only have 2 because normally I'm only doing one side at a time, but we're doing all 4 of them this time. But you're just going to thread it through, tie it, hang it. You can use coat hanger, you can use whatever you got. Just make sure you don't let it hang by the hose because you can cause it to start leaking at the crimp fitting. But I'm probably going to go ahead and compress this piston in first. If you have a piston compressor, you can use it C-clamp, you can use it whatever you want to use. People give me all kind of different stuff. Oh, you shouldn't be using it. You know what? A C-clamp works just as good. And I can kind of go a little bit slow, like I'll twist, let it settle, twist, let it settle. You know, just kind of go slow. Once you feel like it's bottomed out, don't go any further because these are composite pistons. Like right there, that's it. You go too far, you can crack those pistons, and as hard as it is to get these rotors, I'd hate to see how hard it is to get one of these calipers, especially a rear one, because it is probably about impossible at the moment. So we're gonna go on this end. So we're just gonna tie it up. Ain't gonna be any fancy knot or anything as long as it holds. I'm just gonna go in through the spring. And then when you get through, you can just cut it. As long as it's not pulling or anything. Do it one more time just to be safe. Alright, well, my lunch is ready. We're ordering food. We have a little food truck here today. I'll kind of show y'all real quick. If y'all are in the Clover area and want some good food, we got Peter Palace here. They make Greek food and pretty good. He does a good job. So if y'all are in the area and want to come by and say hi, we're at Clover Real Estate in Clover, South Carolina. But if you want to come by and say hi, grab some food, hey, I appreciate it. But let me grab some food, and once I get back from lunch, we'll finish taking this off, take the rotor off, and then we'll get the rear off. All right, we're back from lunch. I'm full. Some good Greek food. But now we're back on this. So this right here, you can actually turn the wheels and stuff without having a key, just because it's got the electronic ignition, like the push button. So you can turn the wheel on these and you don't have to worry about it locking up on you. So I'm trying to do it one-handed. There we go. So you got that. I'm gonna have 2 bolts right here. They're both 15s, and I'm just going to use my little impact. Here I got a swivel impact. Yeah, man, get on there. There we go. There's one. Sorry about that. I had to get an oil change sticker for somebody. But like I said, so 15 swivel socket. Trying to avoid that because I don't want to drop it. But there's your bolts. Got Loctite on them. Clean it off before you put them back on, and make sure you put new Loctite on them. But here's your bracket. It doesn't have any hardware on it just because of the way the pads are. Oh, also don't put your tire right underneath where this is. If you drop it, you're gonna mess up your rim. You can kind of see where the pads are. They sit on there, so whenever you put the pads on there. Just put a little bit of grease right there, not much, just a little dab of grease right there. A little bit on the contact surface. So that way when it's sliding, it doesn't squeak and it just moves a little bit more freely. Okay, your rotor should just slide off. Set it right there. And that's taking the fronts off. And now we're gonna head to the back and we're gonna show you how to do that. And you'll need the same 7mm and screwdriver, and then you'll need a 13, I believe it is, to take the bracket off. But we'll go ahead and take this off first. A lot of times you do it by hand. That's your little spring clip. We're going to move that over. Next, take your connector off for your electronic parking brake. I'm going to get more wire. We're going to tie it and hang it up from the little bracket that holds the line on. And then take your little caps off again. Get your caps. The camera cuts off because the battery life on it right now is at 12% because I had a used battery. It's facing the right way. I don't know what I was thinking. Uno. I don't think these torque down too much. Kind of get it out a little bit more so I can grab it. There's 1 and 2. So let me grab some more of that wire. We'll hang it up right here, and then we'll pull the caliper off. Get y'all a little bit further away so I can watch y'all. Also, got new shirts. Pull those off. Should just pull right up. If I remember correctly, when I looked it up, I think these are screw-in pistons. Should hold pretty good. The back pad has the little spring on it. Just remember that. We may have to use that. I don't know. We'll just pull it out just to be safe. Keep them. That's your back pads. Now, like I said, I think it's 13 that holds this on. Yes, is a 13. These right here are a little tighter, I feel like, than the front were. That's your bolts. Sorry about that, battery died. But, I was going to say I got a new camera coming. And it shouldn't overheat nowhere near as bad as the GoPros do. I got a new Panasonic Lumix GH5. It'll probably be on the video after this, and the next video I'm going to be doing will probably be a Toyota video, probably a Prius brake job and a tune-up. So I'll put the link to the new equipment on those. And that one's supposed to not heat up at all. Like, I read the reviews on it and everybody's saying that it doesn't overheat at all. And I can get better quality on it and stuff, and get like better frame rates and all that stuff for y'all. But there's your bracket. Now your rotor should just slip off, and there you go. That's your rotor. Now I'm going to take them, go get them turned, and then after I get them turned, we'll come back and we'll start putting everything back together. I'm waiting on the front brake pads anyway. We got the rear ones from Ford. The front ones, Ford could not get them for about 3 or 4 days. So we're gonna use like O'Reilly brand brake vest ones on the front, but we do have Fords on the back. If you can get them from Ford, I'd recommend them. I like using factory parts when possible, especially on something like this when you know it's kind of hard to find certain things. But let me take all these over to the store and we'll get to turning them. We'll be right back.